Why I do not believe in coincidence. By the end of this presentation, I hope you'll understand why. I'll give you a few dates and please make of it what you will. 2003, we had Osama bin Laden, the perpetrator of 9/11, on the run, holed up in the mountains in Afghanistan. But for some crazy reason, we decided not to push home our advantage and take him out. But we pivoted and instead targeted Saddam Hussein in Iraq. Why? Erroneous reports have stated that Saddam was sitting on an arsenal of imaginary WMDs, weapons of mass destruction, according to that zealot, Tony Blair. Alas, far too late, this was proven to be lies, more lies, and damned lies. Shock and awe. Against the will of the UN, we smashed and obliterated Iraq, and yet gave a free pass to Osama bin Laden and allowed him to dig in and sit tight in Afghanistan and later Pakistan. The outcome: Iraq had kept tight control of all of their dangerous crackpots who hated the West. No more. Absolute chaos ensued. Civil war, vicious civil war, and the arrival of ISIL and ISIS. Fast forward to 2011, the Arab Spring. There is no doubt that the Arab Spring was encouraged and aided by the West, hoping to bring democracy to this dangerous and volatile region of Egypt, Libya, Syria, the Yemen, and Bahrain. Anyone who doesn't believe we were involved as agents provocateurs and agents of chaos is delusional. The result: the beginning of the exodus of people from this region right here to Europe by the thousands. Just like with Iraq, I wonder who were the real victors and the real losers of these revolts and uprisings. Question: do you still think the outcomes of Iraq, the Arab Spring, were a mere coincidence? Forward wind to 2013. Barack Obama and his bosom buddies, the Saudi Arabians, allowed ISIS and ISIL to run riots all over Syria. Instead of dealing with these terrorists at source and wiping them out, he elected to run away, and he told refugees to seek an escape route into Europe. Instead of the most obvious and sensible route, which should have been for them to go to Saudi Arabia and a culture they all grew up in and understood. The Saudis were happy to bomb the bejabbers out of Syria, but wanted no part of their people coming to live in Saudi Arabia. A case of not in my backyard, the NIMBYs. So Europe had to absorb hundreds of thousands of refugees who should have and would have been much more comfortable and happy in Saudi Arabia. The outcome: we have the horror show today in Europe of a demographic who hate European culture and our religion and our way of life and refuse to integrate. So now if we rewind, 2003, Iraq, 2011, the Arab Spring, 2013, the war in Syria. All planned, all by design, no coincidence. They have now successfully upset the equilibrium in Europe, and nearly all European countries are at loggerheads, internally and under threat of being torn apart from within. Their plan was a success, a total success. The pawns in their game being Europe and the refugees who have fled here. In my eyes, there is no such thing as coincidence.